Dixon, the British boy from Folkestone, was equally good on both 2 and 3 wheels, hurtled out into the front, chased by number 19 Christian Klaffenbach, the Austrian, with Steve Webster a fair way down the field. Well, in practice it was Dixon who set the quickest lap of all, with Webster second best, the Swiss boys Geudel and Geudel third quickest, Rolf Billand the 4th best, Klaffenbach 5th, Steve Abbott in 6th place. Engelbert Stroyer, who managed to have a crash in practice, well down the field. Dixon setting the pace in the 23-lap race, with Klaffenbach in 2nd spot and Billand there in 3rd place. Webster struggling to make up for the poor start, down in 4th position. Dixon, Klaffenbach. There's number 7, Steve Abbott, who was 6th quickest in the practice sessions, and actually finding time to go out on the racetrack was difficult for the sidecar men. And as you can see from some of the empty areas where the spectators have been packed, the Spanish fans not exactly wildly excited at the sidecars. See the grandstands thinning out. Part of that, of course, was due to the people wanting to get away from the traffic jams. And if they did go away, they missed a wonderful dice, superb sidecar racing, and a fine performance from Darren Dixon. Tony Hetherington in the chair, brother Sean Dixon deciding to pull out and let brother Darren get on with it. So Dixon on the Paget's of Battley sponsored outfit, setting a superb pace. A lot of people, I'm sure, were surprised when Darren finished in pole position after practice. Webster now up into 2nd place, pushing Klaffenbach, the Austrian, down into 3rd place, and Webster was keen to make a move if he could, but Dixon setting a scorching pace out in front, and Klaffenbach not that far behind in 3rd place. And although Jerez now a much quicker circuit, some of the slower corners have been modified. Well, one of the retirements, so Ralph Bornhorst and Bruno Hiller went out after just 5 laps. Webster always looking for a way through, and as I was saying, although the circuit has been modified and made quicker for the solos, it's still tough work for sidecars and sidecar passengers, and it's for sidecar drivers, I suppose. So Dicko still out in front. Webster and Gavin Simmons trying very hard in 2nd place, looking for a way through. Oh, and that's close. Dixon cutting back on the inside, and there they actually made contact. Well, these guys who actually first were wheel-to-wheel back in the Marlborough Clubman days, back in the early 80s, Darren Dixon could well have been the British sidecar champion. Leading the race at Silverstone, broke down, and that left Steve Webster to go on and take the title. And here they are again in a World Championship event, and Darren Dixon giving Steve Webster once again a run for his money. Webster, though, having got in front, managed to scorch away from the opposition. The question to be asked, though, is how many sidecar races are there going to be? Still a lot of controversy as to who's going to pay the prize money for the sidecar class, and most of the various organisations concerned with racing, the organisers, the two-wheel promotions of Bernie Eccleston, Dorna, the TV people, and the FIM, all saying, well, that's not our problem. Here's a nice little dice going on down the field with Steve Abbott and Sean Smith having a bit of a dust-up. Sadly, Abbott and Smith destined to fail. Battling here with the Geudel brothers, Paul and Charlie from Switzerland. And while Abbott was destined to break down. Boydell went on to finish in a very impressive 5th place. While Webster cleared off, Darren Dixon held off Christian Klaffenbach. They fought out for 2nd and 3rd spots. And it was sad that Dixon was not to finish this race. He'd certainly done enough in practice and in the early stages to warrant going home with a bag full of points, but sadly that was not to be, and a gearbox problem was destined to put them out of the race. They were not the only people in trouble. Billand was a retirement early on, and Egbert Stroyer was also a man who was in trouble. Both Billand and Stroyer had problems with the Yokohama tyres, they said after the race. Stroyer limping home in 9th spot. Webbo had no such worries with the Avon tyres on his outfit. Billand in such distress with his tyres that that was the cause of his retirement. And Darren Dixon after the race said that the tyres he had lots of wear, and that was the reason that he had to pull out as well. Well, the British fans who made the trip to Jerez had something to cheer about as well, because up through the field came number 11, Barry Brindley, one of the famous Bawtry Brindley family, who've been such a strength in sidecar racing over the years. The 2 brothers actually racing today, and that was Barry Brindley in outfit number 11, and younger brother Derek Brindley, who we shall see in rather less fortunate circumstances a little later in this look back at the highlights of the opening round of the Sidecar World Championship. Steve Webster then roared on to a very comfortable run of a victory. What isn't sure is how many more rounds there'll be. I don't think these men in fact were paid any prize money, and of course no one can go racing for far too long without any money, but talks are going ahead, and hopefully the problem will be sorted out, and the remaining 7 rounds of the Sidecar World Championship will go ahead. There's Darren Dixon still running on, the rear tyre wearing out, spinning a lot, and that's starting to put a great strain on the gearbox of the Paget Yamaha outfit. And all the time the Austrian Christian Klaffenbach pushing on his passenger Christian Pazer, and here's a problem for those old schoolmates, Steve Abbott and Sean Smith. Their race was over, mechanical problems putting them out. Darren Dixon was soon to go the same way, and there's Eddie Wright, the motorcycle dealer, with his outfit upside down, having rolled it, and Eddie making a rather undignified escape as Darren Dixon and Christian Klaffenbach continue their run round. Webbo out in front then, setting a pace that nobody could match. And while his main rivals in the championship, well, there's Darren Dixon. It's all over for him, and his hopes of finishing on the top 3 gone. So that left Christian Klaffenbach looking a very comfortable, if lonely, 3rd place man. And here's the other half of that Brindley family we were talking about, Derek Brindley, with Nick Roche's passenger. He rolled the outfit and finally trapped his leg, as you can see, in the works. Well, he wasn't injured, and although brother Barry had a bit of a scare and was a bit upset when he saw him coming around the corner, it didn't put Barry off his purpose. Steve Webster went roaring round, ignoring the carelessly parked motorcycle at the side of the track, and Webster and Simmons charging on to give Britain something else to cheer about with Neil Mackenzie's fine performance. So Steve Webster the winner, Klaffenbach taking 2nd place, and a very, very good ride from Barry Brindley. A third place in a sidecar Grand Prix that, as he said, was long, long overdue. But Webber and Simmons, obviously delighted. And there's Barry Brindley. And the other half of the team celebrating. There's Klaffenbach finishing in second spot and making a dramatic appearance. Steve Webster and Gavin Simmons, winners of the opening round of the 1992 Sidecar Championship. And as I say, the question that's got to be asked is, will there be any more rounds in the Sidecar World Championship? Well, there we are. Eurosport's look back at the Spanish Grand Prix. Join us again on May the 24th for the Italian round, the next round of the 1992 World Championship. Join us then.